Hey guys, it's Molly again. Whoops, I got a little low. So we did trials 1 and 2 of the preference assessment, which was multiple stimuli without replacement of food. We have Drewby back, our little Drewby, our wonderful participant today, and our client. He decided that he needed to put on sunglasses. He wanted to be a movie star.
It's sunny outside.
Anyways, you know what? In our day-to-day lives with our clients that we work with, some may like that. Some may want to only wear sunglasses, and you kind of just have to accommodate with them and work with it. And I personally enjoy the ones that have a little imagination. Our little Derby does, which is great. So let's get started. We'll do trial 3, and then I'll kind of go over a little bit of the results. Just again, make sure your client's deprived. That way they'll actually want to be interested in it and choose different ones. And also just make sure it's small portions, because you don't want to give them a whole muffin and then do it 3 times over. And they're going to get tired of it. Some might not. So again, just a little tip for you. So let's get started. We're going to push this down so you can see what's going on. And we have our data sheet. Again, just make sure, you have your trainer's name, your trainee, yada, 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 or it can be your client. And then we have all of our foods. All right, so let's get started, guys. Oops. Pick one. So he picked Oreo for this one. Trial 3, number 1. Just gotta lay them out again. And make sure you just clear off the stimuli off the table or wherever you're working and doing it. That way they can't be a little grabby. Sometimes they get a little grabby. And you definitely just make sure you kind of want to block it a little bit if they do. Or just ask them, okay, show ready. And get them to show ready. All right, awesome. Pick one. So number 2 he chose was a muffin. Pick one. The next one was a Famous Amos cookie. And you definitely want to, make sure that you give the client enough time to consume the food. You don't want to rush them too much. Pick one. Oh, I just crushed the... And then, situations like this where you actually crush the food, just make sure that you have more. Luckily, I have a whole can. And that one, for number 4, he chose an Applejack. Just got to replace the Cheez-It over here. Sorry about that. Pick one. Here he chose a Cheeto. In situations where the client actually goes to grab one, but then chooses another, that's why you definitely need to give about 3 to 6 seconds to respond. That way you're not pulling things off while they're grabbing, because then that could, kind of distort your results a little bit. Pick one. Awesome. Chose the York peppermint patty. which is great. Luckily, our client, he likes to eat. Pick one. That one, he chose a grape. We just have 3 more left. Pick one. This one, he chose a candy cane. Pick one. He chose a Cheez-It. So then number 10 would be a cashew. All right, guys, so we're finished. Let's go over the results a little bit with our awesome little Drew. So Drew did a good job. He can have the 10th one, a cashew. So we kind of got, I want to highlight a couple things for you while we do it, just to kind of show you the data. So the number one that Drew chose was an Oreo. Sorry, that kind of looks horrible highlighting. So this would definitely be a highly preferred item. You got number 1 out of 3 trials, which is really awesome. And then you kind of get a little staggered a little bit, but you definitely see that the famous Amos cookie is the next most consistent one. So you would just, kind of put out, Oreo. So I'm going to write down Oreo as number 1, famous Amos cookie as number 2, and then you're going to get Applejack for the 3rd one. Sorry, I just wrote on little Drew's shirt. So Applejack was definitely consistent in the order. I didn't choose grape or muffin. I didn't put it up there because they weren't consistent. Like trial 3, grape was number 7, and it was number 2 on trial 2. So you just kind of want to scan and see what is the most consistent. Cheeto would definitely be next after that. So we have Oreo, famous Amos, Applejack, and then Cheeto. And you kind of get the gist of it. You just kind of go down the line and really look at what they're doing. And then the next one be York Peppermint Patty, and so on and so forth. Here you kind of get a general idea of what's been chosen just based on, sorry, I'm writing this down, on what, you can take off your glasses now, little Drew. You can kind of get a general idea just based on the data sheet if you want to see it again. There you go. Hopefully you can see it all. So that's the data. If you kind of want to go back yourself and do it and just check to see what you got compared to what I got. Anyways, what I was saying is sometimes when you do a multiple stimuli without replacement, you do multiple trials, you might not always get a consistent answer. I did one last weekend for one of my clients. He's a little boy who has autism, and I did an array of 5. And we just did reinforcers, things that he prefers, preferred items. And none of his were in order. It was just random. And that's okay. Some clients like to change, and some clients like to pick different things. And some really love consistency and really love certain things. And that's great. That helps us really look at what we can use as a reinforcer while teaching different discrete trials or anything that it may be. So you just look at it and just do what is best for you. And preference assessments are a really great thing to have when working with clients. So thanks again. I did a multiple stimuli without replacement of food for a preference assessment. And thank you all so much for watching. It's been awesome. Bye, Drew. Bye, guys. Thanks.